don't know what to do. Stress is one of the essential things that are happening to us as human beings in our day-to-day work. I know that us entrepreneurs are oftentimes facing a lot of these stress on different levels in different situations, and entrepreneurship comes with a burden, and most of the people that are doing any sort of business will agree with that. So how to cope with that? What to do in order to be more relaxed? What kind of techniques and things you can use in order to simplify your life as an entrepreneur? What can you do to reduce your level of stress? In today's video, I'm going to share with you a couple of things that I am doing, and I've learned them over the years of having businesses, and they're helping me. Maybe they will help you, and hopefully this video will be helpful and useful. So the first thing that I'm doing is actually yoga. When I go to yoga studio, I usually do an hour and a half practice 3 times a week. When I'm not going to yoga studio, it's usually 30 to 45 minutes at home, and yoga helps me a lot. I'm doing a lot of dynamic yoga, which can leave you sweaty, and you can burn up to 600 to 700 calories during one and a half hour session. So it's pretty good training. But yoga works with you on so many levels that it's hard to describe. So if you've never tried it, I do recommend you to try it, because yoga is very much about breath. One of the yogas that I'm doing, so Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga, is actually called breath practice. So there is a very big emphasis on how do you breathe, how do you connect your breath with your movements, and so on and so forth. And once you will do such a session in the morning, there's a pretty good chance that you will not be stressed throughout the day. So yoga is one of my recommendations when it comes to physical activities. When I had a tough day, I usually go for a jog. So I jog between 7 to 14 kilometers during one session. For you guys upstate, it's probably between 5 to 10 miles, give or take, I think so. This is what I'm doing in order to cope with the stress after a day. So if I had a tough day and I feel like it's been a lot, I sometimes like to decompress while going for a jog outside. Sometimes I even jog with my dog Charlie. That's also a thing that I like to do, but it has to be a good weather. I'm not a fan of running in the winter time because I'm just a summer person. So that's it when it comes to exercises, but there are a couple of different things that I'm using in order to improve my overall well-being.
If you would like to get more valuable information about B2B sales and marketing, join our email broadcast, where we share resources with valuable information, marketing tools and case studies of successful campaigns, proven scenarios for B2B sales, useful tools, and a ton more to help you improve your sales and marketing game and generate more leads.
So the second thing is the food for your soul. And I am atheist, so I am not a believer in any sort of a divine being. But at the same time, I would consider myself as a pretty spiritual person. So I am pretty artsy. I like to see a play in theater. I like to see an exhibition in a museum. And this somehow feeds my spiritual part. I can get inspired with that. I can reflect on the humanity. A lot of the things are happening to me, with me, when it comes to interacting with art. So I think that to some extent art and things around art are pretty religious experiences to me. So it helps me with putting all of the chaotic things throughout the day that might happen. As an entrepreneur, you probably know that there are a lot of things that can happen throughout the day. So this actually helps me to cope with that, is to go and see a play, go and see an exhibition. I actually can come up with some pretty good ideas when it comes to my business while being after the play or after the exhibition. It just boosts my creativity to the scale that I sometimes cannot even imagine. So I do recommend, if you have a hobby, if you have a passion, if you like to see something on a regular basis, build a system around it in order to make sure that you are actually doing it and not forgetting about it on a daily basis. And the last thing that I would like to share with you guys, if you are struggling, if you have some sort of a problem with anxiety, with coping with this anxiety or any other challenges that you might be facing, do see a professional. And I'm saying this as a person that has experienced and attended psychotherapy for, I think, overall 8 years. I've been struggling with many of the things that were related to my childhood and my past. And I would say that psychotherapy made me the person that I am today, along with yoga. So being able to work on your psychological issues, aspects, things, sometimes these are pretty small mechanisms. Sometimes these are the things that you do not have time to reflect on a daily basis. And sometimes these are the things that you are not seeing because you are behaving in some sort of a way, you're acting in some sort of a way that does not allow you to think about different approach. We are all victims to the upbringings, to the cultural context and other things that are affecting the ways we operate. And sometimes it's correct, sometimes it's great, but sometimes it can be damaging for the environment, sometimes it can be damaging for our loved ones, and sometimes it can be damaging for ourselves. And if you are feeling that you are not dealing with the problems in a way that you would like to, if you feel that you reach the point of, no return or a very tough spot, I would say that even a couple of sessions with a qualified psychotherapist can help you get through that and hopefully find a solution to what you are facing right now. So I would say that there is no shame in psychotherapy, there is no shame in seeing a professional if you really need that. So if you happen to be in that spot, make sure to act on it and do not get the fear, being shy or social context or group context or any other context that you might have and that people judge you. Don't care about that, just make sure that you are fighting for yourself. I hope that these tips on stress were useful to you. Let me know if this kind of a lifestyle-ish video was anyhow helpful or different, or if there is a space on this channel to record something like that. I hope it was useful. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if it was interesting. Have a great rest of your day and be mindful. Namaste, as we say in yoga.